Hello, thanks for joining us. Today we're going to take a look at task templates. Now, if you've ever needed to have a task occur every time you create a case, meaning every time you work a case, you always have to have a certain task completed within the life of the case, you might want to consider using a task template. Task templates auto-generate these tasks based upon certain parameters that you can create by using the task template. Let's go ahead and have a look. I am a system administrator, let's say, and I need to have a task generated for a report's due every time I create a new case. What I'm going to do is I'll go to my task templates page. You can find that on the settings tab in Trackops. And then under the calendar section, you click on task templates. Currently, you can see I don't have any task templates, so it's time to go ahead and start one fresh. Click on the new template button. That brings us to the basic blank template. And so let's go ahead and put in some information here. Let's see, I have a report due for, now here's the great thing. I can use template variables to pull information from the case and have it generate within the task. So the way that I do that is I have some text there, I have my cursor where I want it. I'm going to want to input the subject name here. So I'm going to go down and select the subject name. There it is. Great. So every time the task is generated on a new case, it'll put the subject's name here in the title of the task. If it's available, I can opt to attach the primary subject's information. If it's not available, obviously it will not attach it. I've already created a calendar. It's a special reports due calendar that allows me to keep track of these particular tasks. Now, as I mentioned, I need this particular report due on the subject several days before the case is due. So here we see I have the options for before or after, and then the case is due and the case is created. So I have some options here to work with in regards to when this particular task is going to be. I have several options here as to how this particular task is going to be generated. So in regards to my report due, I need it 2 days before the case is due. Now in the notes, I can also pull in some template variables to start to flesh out and get some more information to the investigator who's going to be required to create this report. I've typed up some information ahead of time to save time for the video, but we'll go over what I created so that it makes a little bit more sense. So in the notes, I asked to please complete the report regarding, again, we see the subject name variable. It's going to generate the subject name there. For case number, and this is the variable for the case number, it's asked the report should be submitted no later than 2 days before, and this is the variable for the case due date, and then a request to contact the case manager if there's any other questions. There's a number of variables that you can use, and feel free to take a look and play around and see what you get. But this will kind of round out the information that I need to get for this particular task. Last thing I need to do is make sure that this particular template is applied to the cases that I need. In this situation, all the cases I work require this report to be due 2 days before the case is due. So I'll make sure that all those boxes are checked. I'll go ahead and save the template. Great. So we can see the title of the template. We can see where it appears, which calendar it appears on. Let me see which cases it is used in. Let's go ahead and have a look, and we'll create a new case. Go ahead and select my client, select the case type. Of course, as I mentioned, I know the task template requires a due date, so it's going to be necessary for me to select one. Great. Go ahead and save and continue. Let's put in a basic name there, and we'll just move along. Don't need any other subjects this time. I don't have any files, and here we are. Great. So when I save the case and finish, we should see this right here. We should see in the agenda snapshot, we should see that the tasks are due in the future. And this is what the template just did. It did it for us. It created this task automatically because of the task template. Great. So now we can take a look at what the task template did. We see it's the report due for Jones Robert, so it added the subject name in to the title. In the text of the task, we can see that it also added it here, and it added the case number, and it also added the due date to make sure that the investigator knows exactly when this particular report is due. So there's no questions asked in this case. We do need to assign the task to somebody, and we still need to assign an investigator to the case as well. We can do both at the same time. The way you do that, go ahead and click on this task, click Edit, and here we can see we need just to add a staff member. I'm going to add Dick Tracy. We get the message saying, in order for this investigator to be assigned to this task, they also need to be assigned to the case. We're doing two things at once. Take care of it right now. I'm going to add Dick Tracy as an investigator and set him as the primary. Fantastic. We're all set there. We're going to save this event. We're all set. Great. That's the very basic use of a task template. You can use it for any number of things. For instance, if you wanted to check in with a client after the case has been closed to see how things went, it's another possible use case. There's a number of different ways you can use it. The task template helps you be more efficient when you're scheduling your tasks and assigning your cases, and it's yet another way that Trackops helps you streamline your workflow. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you for using Trackops.